Larry here with Cascade Sports at the 38th Annual William Jewell Holiday Tournament. Here with an unbelievable man, an unbelievable coach, Coach Larry Holley. How are you, Coach?
Doing okay. Thank you guys for being here. We're enjoying, a really good tournament this week. Unfortunately, it's a little bit chilly, but it's nice and warm inside the Mabee Center.
Nice and warm, a packed house. Was told that the fire marshal actually had to turn some people away because we're at capacity here, so that's pretty good.
I didn't know that. I kind of like to get their money, and then they can leave.
Right. Now, Coach, this is your 50th year coaching, your 39th at William Jewell, Coach. What keeps you going?
Well, the players keep me going, and the assistant coaches, and obviously my family. But everybody's been really supportive. We're having a nice year this year, and when you have young people in your program that you enjoy being around on a daily basis, it's all about teaching and watching them grow, and we're having a nice year, and that keeps me going.
All right. Now, you have numerous Final Four appearances. You've seen it all, good and bad. So speaking about this year's team, Coach, what do you envision not really happening? We really can't foresee the future, but what are your goals for this year?
Well, we have a pretty new group. We've had a couple of disappointing years and had a nice recruiting class, and they've kind of come together. We're currently 12-1 on the year, got nationally ranked for the first time since we've been NCAA Division II. We're just hopeful of being competitive to make the postseason. It's a nice group of young men. Both we have 7 returnees and 7 new guys, and they've kind of gotten together pretty well, and looking forward to having a good second semester.
All right. Now, this is the 38th year of this incredible tournament. You've seen it all from the first year to this, again, being the 38th year. What attracts you to keep this thing going?
Well, the impetus behind trying to do this, when I took this job, this building was being built. And we were in the old gym, which I played in when I played here. And I had been a college coach for about 10 years at that time. And I always wondered why Kansas City didn't have a high school holiday tournament between Christmas and New Year's. Because I was, when I was at Central Methodist, when I was at Northwest Missouri State, and even my first year here, during Christmas I was headed out to Carbondale, Illinois, or Centralia, Illinois, or Springfield, Missouri, Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, Nebraska. All these places had high school holiday tournaments between Christmas and New Year's. So while this was being built, we kind of put together a plan to start a high school holiday tournament. I was hopeful we could include some Kansas schools, but they have some restrictive rules on when you can start practice after Christmas, and it's pretty much kept the Kansas schools out of it. But it started with 16 teams and 2 divisions. It's grown into 24 teams and 3 divisions. We play 33 games in 4 days. It's been a lot of fun watching it from the start. When we started this, they didn't have the 3-point line. They didn't have 3 officials. The National Federation allowed us to experiment with some rules in the early 80s. So they let us put down the 3-point line. They let us have a shot clock, 6 fouls to foul out, 3-man officiating crew. So we've had a lot of fun with this event over the years. Been a lot of great players, a lot of great coaches, and a lot of great crowds, including tonight. So we're honored to put it on, and we're pleased to provide this venue for all the Kansas City, Missouri area high school basketball players.
Now, in 38 years, is there any moments that stick out to you?
Well, we've had some tremendous games in here. The largest crowd we've ever had in here was estimated at 5,000. I'm not sure if we put a head count on that, but it was in 1990, I believe, and it was Raytown South against Lee Summit. Both teams were undefeated. They were ranked 1 and 2 in the Kansas City metro area, 1 and 2 in the state of Missouri. They were both coached by William Jewell people. Glenn McDonald at Lee Summit, Bud Lathrop at Raytown South, legendary coaches, Hall of Fame coaches. And Raytown South had a player that had signed with KU and a player that had signed at Missouri, Chris Lindley and Javon Crudup. Lee Summit High School had a player named Patrick Ritchie who had committed to KU. So we had KU fans, we had MU fans, we had Lee Summit fans, we had Raytown South fans, we had William Jewell fans, and then all the other people in this great metro area. That was probably the largest crowd. The next largest crowd, Springfield Kickapoo against Cameron. Springfield Kickapoo had 3 players that went on and played Division I. Cameron had a player by the name of Tim Blackwell, who played a year at Creighton and finished up at UMKC. But there's been lots and lots other than those 2. But those 2 stick out simply because of the media coverage we got, the crowds that were here, and the players that participated.
Right. Now, this being, again, the 38th year, seems like players are only getting bigger, stronger. Do you think do you have any plans of moving, changing venues, or would it be your choice to keep the tournament here?
Well, it started here, and we'll keep it here as long as the people want to come. You know, it's been a blessing. Since we've gone NCAA Division II, we're restricted to a 100-mile radius for schools. There was a time that we had schools from Alaska, New Mexico, Alabama, Arkansas. We had 4 teams come down from Lincoln, Nebraska for several years in the late 80s, early 90s. We even had some Kansas schools, St. Thomas Aquinas, Shawnee Mission East, but they couldn't stay in it because of the restrictive rules that Kansas had on when you can start practice following Christmas. But it's still a great event. We're limited to schools within 100 miles radius, but there's a lot of great basketball being played in Kansas City, Missouri.
All right. Now, is there any last message that you want to pass on to those who follow high school sports here, those who follow William Jewell Athletics?
Well, we would certainly invite them to come to this event, next year. This is the final night this year, and certainly come and enjoy William Jewell Cardinal basketball. We have an outstanding women's team, and we're having a nice year on the men's side. But I just encourage people to come out and support high school athletics in the Kansas City area, both Kansas and Missouri side. It's a great venue, whatever the sport, whether it's football or basketball or track and field. Encourage people to come out and support those young people and their coaches and their programs.
Okay. And how about your sponsors for this event?
Well, we have a number of them. I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't want to start, but we have a number of them. We may give you the list and let you read them off because I don't want to leave anybody out.
All right. And again, this is Gary with Cascade Sports, here with Hall of Famer, a great guy, Mr. Larry Holley.
This program is brought to you by the Kansas City Business Association.